Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm so excited for you to be here. My name is Linda and I hope you guys are all doing well today. If you don't know me, I just opened up a small business last month. It's called Rooted Co. You can find that at rootedco.store, or you can just follow the link in my description. But I make faith-inspired shirts, crew necks, tote bags, glass cups, and a few other cute little accessories. I'm just so excited for God and what He has planned for it. So follow along and subscribe. But yeah, I started a small business last month, and I just want to recap and talk about all the things I've learned and the advice that I have and the numbers, because I love numbers. I feel like going into this, a lot of people gatekeep their numbers, but I'm not going to do that because I want you to know my experience. Everyone is different, and so you can find other small businesses and kind of compare their experiences and just be knowledgeable in that. But I also want to tell you guys about my experience, so that's what I'm gonna do. If you don't know the backstory, it started in November when I literally was telling my husband that I can make him shirts. But honestly, I don't remember if the idea sprouted after that or before that. It might have been just from a suggested video of a small business owner owning a t-shirt business, and then I told myself that I could do it, and it just like was so random, and so like the commitment started just so early that I don't know, I kind of just like committed, and from that day I was like, I'm gonna make a t-shirt business, I'm going to do this. It's kind of just like I told the people that were close to me, and then it was really between me and God, and I didn't tell anyone else until I announced that I was opening my store, which was so crazy. But that is one of the advice that I got too when I was researching. It was like, don't really tell anyone about your store, don't tell anyone about your dreams, don't tell anyone about this and that, just let it happen and let it unfold, and people will be there to support you if they really love you, because people will judge you, and it's okay for them to just stand by and observe rather than you telling them about your dreams and then them being negative about it. So anyways, I keep going back and forth. Yes, and then I started making designs, and that same month I started buying all my things that I needed, which is so crazy. So that same month I got a PC. This is the first thing that I got for my business. I didn't have a PC before that. I had a laptop. I always just used my laptop. I didn't have like a use for a whole PC set. It's so funny because when I was trying to get a PC, I was like, so can I just get like a PC? And I thought this was literally the PC. I thought the monitor was a PC. I was talking to my husband. He's like, you need a PC. I was like, what is a PC? Can I just not have a monitor and like it sets up? He's like, bruh, your Wi-Fi is not just gonna go through your monitor and then you can just go on like Safari and go on the internet from that. You need a PC so it can connect to him. What? Anyways, we had a whole discussion about it. I didn't know a PC was like the thing that generates the monitor and allows me to go on the internet. But yeah, that was a whole thing. That was the first thing that I got. And then I got a heat press, which is my baby over here. I love this heat press. It's so cool. It's automatic, so I'm not gonna talk good about it until it sponsors me. So HT Ront, sponsor me first, and then I will do a review about it. But yeah, that same month I started to buy everything, and then that following month, so just in 2 months, that is when I opened my store, which is insane to think about, because it's like, dang, you think of an idea, when are you gonna open it? I really didn't know when I was going to open my store, but I was working so hard every single day that I just felt ready by then. And when you work on something morning to night 24/7, you're ready. And I feel like it's one of those quotes where they're like, you quit your 9 to 5 to work 24/7. And it's true. I literally did that. I quit my 16-hour work weeks to work 24 hours. And honestly, I wouldn't change it for the world. I love what I do, and I love that I get to be home with my family and choose my hours. And God has just been providing, and I know that a lot of more blessings will come. I just trust him. So I'm just excited for the future. But yeah, that's kind of the backstory. It was kind of long, sorry. Let's just talk about what I have to talk about. I have my little notebook here, so if I'm looking down, that's what I'm looking at. But let's just talk about the numbers, because I love numbers. During my 1 month, the span of 1 month, I got 31 orders, which isn't crazy. But for me, that's a lot for 31 orders to happen on the first month of my store. It was just crazy. I don't understand these numbers, but God did. 31 orders. From those 31 orders, 95 items were ordered. I've had more since then, but I'm trying to be accurate as possible to my 1 month span. So 31 orders, 95 items, and then all of those equated to $1,603.68. So that is what I made for my first month of opening my store, which is not like crazy, but for me it's crazy. Just because I didn't expect anything. I think if you asked me how much I wanted for my first month, I probably would have said like $500, and this is 3 times that already. So it's insane. It's just, I'm just so thankful. And I feel very blessed. I feel very like God is so present in my life that I kind of feel bad. Sometimes I'm like, God, you're just too amazing to me. I don't know if I deserve that. But I praise Jesus for this business and for working through me and for you guys. I'm just so excited for it. Okay, let's talk about what I've learned so far. One of the most prominent things that I've learned so far on this journey is that the least people you expect to support you are the ones who support you. And there are different layers of supporting a person in a small business, but I see it all as support. So things as little as commenting, sharing, liking, following, subscribing, and then buying and just encouraging me and talking to me like in real life about my small business and just being excited for me. Those are all layers of support that I've been getting, but from people I didn't think I was going to. I think when you start a small business, you kind of have like a expected audience, and my audience is a little different. I did have some people in mind that I thought would do the littlest things, such as follow me on my business platforms, because it's the easiest thing you could do to support people. And this is no shade to people, but this is the reality of it, right? You do something, you have people you think that would support you in the smallest ways, and they don't, which is fine. But it just goes to show how refreshing it is to know that other people support you, and these are people you haven't talked to in years. These are people I met when I was a teenager, and they still followed me, commented, shared, bought for me. When I tell you I had orders from people I didn't see since my wedding, people I didn't see since high school, people I used to work with, like, these are the people that are cheering me on without me even realizing that they are. And it's just so, even though it's like a bad for good, it's a blessing in disguise, because you start to realize like, dang, like I am being cheered on by people that I'm not close to. I mean, these are the people that support me more than people I see weekly and monthly and yearly. So it's just really something to observe and just be thankful for. And another thing is that like my siblings' friends support me more than my own friends, And when I say my own friends, I think I kind of mean like the people that I grew up with, the people that I would consider my friends, and the people that are in my age group. And I think that just, I was analyzing the other day and I'm like, dude, these teenagers are like really supportive of me, and like these moms are really supportive of me, like older people, and then younger people, and then people my age are like on the bottom. So I was analyzing the other day and I'm like, that's kind of sad. Not like for me, but I think in general, because I think that's a real thing. Because I think when people are doing something around your age and your generation, everyone sees your goals as a competition. And that's such a toxic view, but I think that's really what it is that everyone compares everyone's life, especially if you are the same age and you are like going through life the same as your age group. Everyone sees it as a comparison, and everyone sees it as a competition, especially when you're on social media and you're posting your dreams and your goals. It's just a sad reality, I think. But it's fine. I'm so thankful for everything. But I would just encourage everyone to not think that everything is a competition. It truly is not. We just are trying to live out here, and we're trying to do our best out here. And I think everyone needs to see the best interest of other people other than yourself. Like, it's not that serious, you know. And I would literally see people like on my website and on my social media like very actively, and they're not following me. And I'm like, what is the point of you coming on my page and continuing to do that every single day and not following me? And I have no shade towards those people. I think that it just is confusing, because if I go on someone's page every day, like, it's not that serious to just follow them if you want to see their stuff. And I was reading scripture the other day. I'm reading the book of Mark right now, and in Mark 3, so funny, I'm just talking now, I hope you guys don't mind, but in Mark 3 it talked about how Jesus was healing a man on the Sabbath. And as it was a Sabbath day, like, there was so many people watching close by to see if he would heal, and then they would use that as an accusation that he sinned on the Sabbath. And it literally says, should I just read it? Because I kind of want to like be accurate about it. I don't want you guys to know like this story. We're gonna go into devotion time, guys. Okay, Mark 3. Jesus went into the synagogue again and noticed a man with a deformed hand. Since it was the Sabbath, Jesus' enemies watched him closely. If he healed the man's hand, they planned to accuse him of working on the Sabbath. And when I was reading this, I was really like, dang, in life, as you're growing, as you're living, as you're doing things, no matter what you do, how good you are, and the good things that you are trying to do in your life, like, there are going to be people who watch closely for the sole purpose of accusing you and finding fault in that. And so it's so weird, but that's kind of just like how I feel, not just for my business. I mean, I felt that every day of my life, you know, but I think for my business, noticing that like people are just watching closely to what, like, if you're not going to comment, share, like, follow, congratulate me, be proud of me, cheer me on, and all of these things, like, there's no use for you to be on my page, you know. Like, why are you watching me so closely to not support me? And I think that's something that I have went through and I've learned in this small business, is just that life is not that serious, but like, why do we do that? So I don't know, it's really sad reality, but yeah, I guess that's just something to kind of analyze and observe in your life, that people are weird, but it's okay. I am praying for those people, and it's not that serious, you know, but I think that it is a heart issue for everyone who does that. It's just, yeah. But okay, let's move on. Okay, one of the other things that I've learned is just, of course, all the legal aspects of everything. I got an LLC for my business, and I'm getting a business bank account soon, and I'm just like working on taxes and stuff, and it's just so much and it's so crazy. But if you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments or DM me personally. I feel like because I'm so fresh in my business and I'm literally learning things every single day, you might as well just ask me, because I will let you know what I know now, instead of like years later and I forget about how I started my business and what you need for it. So yeah, I learned a lot about just legal things, and I'm just, it's a lot, but thank you, Jesus, for giving me a nice brain to comprehend everything. And then the other thing I learned goes into play with like what I've been saying before, and it's just to be grateful. How and who to be grateful towards is a lot. I feel like small business life gives you a different lens on people and gives you a different lens on life in general. Because even before this, I didn't know anything about small business lives, and now all I want to do is support small businesses, because I know how much it means to people for everything that they do for it. It truly, like, they don't have help. I mean, most of them don't have help. I think that if you are like truly a small business, it's only like maybe just you and your family, or you and a couple friends, but they're just doing everything. They pack everything, make everything, think of everything, 24/7 everything, cut everything, like they're just doing everything. So it's a lot, and I'm just so grateful for people who do that, and I'm grateful for the new lens that I have in life. So that's what I've been learning so far, and I know that I'm gonna learn so much more. So I hope to do a video like this again in the future. But okay, let's go into my advice now. I hope it's okay that it's gonna be like half an hour video, but I hope that you're enjoying your time and that you like it here. But let's just talk about my advice. I think that my advice for all the small business owners out there is to be in community, engage in your community, know your community, and don't be afraid to get personal with them. And I think that as you go on, you will be able to open doors to yourself and allow people to kind of support you and love you. And these are the people who do support you and love you. Like, they're on your page every single day, liking stuff, rooting you on. Like, those are your people. So get personal with them, you know. And I think that when you show other people how passionate you are about your items and your business, they can see that. Instead of you posting like a picture of your items every single day, do videos about what you did for it, how you got there, what inspired you to make these products. You know, I think that when you get personal, it is a different level of support that you get from people, and it gives them like just insight on your life and who you are as a person. And I feel like people want to support people more than a business. You know, they would want to support who you are as a person more than products, because I feel like products are so temporary, and this business is going to be temporary, but through this business people are going to be able to tell who I am as a person and know my character, and that's how they're going to be here for the long run. So don't be afraid to be personal, and that is something that I am learning and continuing to try to not be afraid of. I think that my whole life it's been always hard for me to open up to people. If you don't know me, I am a leader, and when you're a leader, it's really hard to break and fall and feel weak. So your whole life you kind of put on a persona that you're not weak and you don't break and you don't fall, and while you're holding up everyone else and you're drowning, everyone just thinks that you know how to swim. So I am still trying to, sorry, I literally filmed yesterday and I just like bawled my eyes out. So I'm trying to have a better video today. Yeah, I think my personal life is just something I hold so sacred to me, because my personal life comes with who Jesus is, what he's done for me, what I had to go through to overcome that, and what he's brought me out of, and the blessings that he has given me in my life. All of my life is, and who I am is because God is so good to me, and he chose me and he loved me. And I just, like, there are times when, like, it's one thing to talk about Jesus and praise him because he's so good, like, that's so easy. And then another thing to praise him because of what he did. But no one really knows what he's done to me, and I think it's just so hard to talk about that. I don't know. It's easier to listen to other people, but I think for my life, there are some times that I still fall short in, and I feel like I just don't deserve his love sometimes. So it's hard to talk about that in my life. Yeah, and growing up, I've gone through a lot, and everyone has gone through a lot, but I think that I convinced myself that no one knows how I feel. I convinced myself that I should not give my burdens and tell people about how I feel because I don't want to be pitied, and I've been pitied my whole life. And I convinced myself that no one will ever understand me, so I just drowned on my own, and I just carried my own burdens and stacked my plates, because it's so funny, because I'm like, I know how it feels to have a little burden lifted off of me. So because that little burden is lifted off of me, I'm gonna carry everyone else's burdens and do the most that I can, because I know how it feels to feel helpless and be helped from Jesus. Of course, he is the one that knew that when I was helpless that he would help me. He found worth in me, you know. And so, but even though I know that, it's so hard for me to give people my burdens. Listen to your own advice sometimes. Yeah, so I feel like these platforms in my business has given me a door to be more personal and to share my story in bits and pieces. But pray that I get there. Pray that I don't think about my life in a selfish way, because I do want people to realize, like, you are not alone, and I'm not as strong as I present myself to be. And I feel like sometimes it is selfish for me to, like, gatekeep what I've gone through and what Jesus has done for me, because I feel like it will help a lot of people too. And there's just so many, like, emotions and so many things in my mind, in my head, when I talk about who he is to me and what he's done in my life. So yeah, I'm excited for what God has planned for me. I am just so blessed and grateful because he's working through me, and it's just crazy. Can I share good news with you guys? I want to share good news with you guys. I, like, cried the other day. I'm gonna bring it up. The other day, today is Thursday. I hope to get this video up on Thursday today, but 2 days ago I have a friend, and she texted me and she was like, "Hi, I thought you'd like to know I wore your sweater today, like I do every other day, but I went to Quick Trip and the worker there asked me what my sweater meant, and I got to explain it to him, and we talked a little bit about Jesus with him too. Thank you for allowing me to have such conversations with strangers." And I literally just, like, put down my phone. I didn't even reply back, and I was just like, Jesus, are you for real? And it's so, like, dang, like, that's like all this is. I just want the people who buy my items to be reminded of God's love, but this is even more than what I asked for, is to have people who don't know him have conversations about him. And that was good news for me, you know? It's just like, when in doubt, don't have doubt. Yeah, because there are truly times already when I'm like, is this gonna work? Is this going to be fine? Am I on a right good path, you know, for my business? And that was just so encouraging to me, and it was just a reminder of how good God was and is and continues to be. So that is my good news. And oh yeah, that's kind of the recap of my business, everything that I kind of went through during that first month. I can't even imagine what God has planned for me later on, because this is only month 1. And so I don't know, I can't even imagine. Pray for my business, pray for me. I love you guys, I'm praying for you, and thank you so much for being here. I think I'm just gonna end it here because it's a great time for you guys to go and pray and love Jesus. So have a great day, everyone. I love you guys so much. Thank you for allowing me to have this platform and talk and share things out loud. I feel like this is also therapy for me, but I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I love you guys so much, and God bless. Bye.